the Suneku token is down by 13.44% as at the time of filming this video. A lot of people already think that this might be the right time to buy the dip. Is this really an opportunity to buy the dip to make money once the price goes up again? Well, I already researched this token and I'm going to be bearing my findings in this video. We are going to be looking at some of the things I found from the source code and some other things that I pay attention to. But please note, this is not financial advice. Make sure you're making personal research before you part with your money. Well, if you're already a part of this family, if you're already a subscriber on this channel, you would already know that I like paying attention to the source code of any project. But before I go into the source code, let's start from the liquidity pool of this project. So right here on PoolCoin, we can see that the total supply is this number right here. That's quite a large number, and the market cap is about $232,000. Okay, and then the liquidity is on PancakeSwap version 2, and over $50,000 is in the liquidity pool here. This is not bad. If we look at the LP to market cap ratio, that's going to give us about a 23%. If you calculate that, that's not bad at all. So from my research, I figured out that its liquidity pairs are in the PancakeSwap version 2, but they used the pinksale.finance website as their locker, right? So these pairs here, the Suneku and the BNB in the liquidity pool, would be unlocked in 76 days. This right here is my first red flag. Okay, so if you're considering buying this, I think you need to know this. Okay, and this is one major area a lot of people don't pay attention to. They just dive right into buying tokens without knowing for how long the token is locked. Okay, so in the next 17 days, 17 hours, 56 minutes, 38, 37, 36 seconds, this token is going to be unlocked. The pairs will be unlocked, and what this means is that the developer or the deployer, whoever is in charge, can submit their LP tokens to retrieve their pairs in the pool, and they could do anything they want. They could relock it, and it's also important to know that. Okay, so not everybody is a scammer, but if these guys are out to scam you and then they're going to sell off immediately, making a lot of money, right? A lot of people don't like reading the white paper, but this is one of the most important places you would have to go to if you want to get a lot of information about a project, right? So looking at this white paper here, it is not really appealing to me. I don't know about you, but I can't find any information about the team right here. So the team behind this project is not doxed. There's nobody's face showing here. This is another red flag. Okay, of course there are some projects that are not doxed, but they are doing well out there. Okay, so if there is no doxed team, that does not mean the project is fully a scam, but it's usually a big red flag. Okay, so you need to pay attention to this. So the next thing I needed to pay attention to was their value proposition, right? I looked at these things here. These are common statements we hear from white papers like this. Okay, and I looked at their roadmap. Okay, somehow they've been following it, but not all of them have been followed, right? So, and now here is the big deal, right here, the tokenomics, right? So here it talks about a 5% buy fee as 5% sell fee for every transaction. So 2% goes to the marketing wallet, 1% goes to the liquidity pool, 1% goes to burn, 1% for reflection, making up a total of 5%, and 2% to marketing, 1% for liquidity, 1% for burn, 1% for reflections, making up a total of 5% again. Okay, I'll still come back to this, especially when I show you some of the things I found out from the source code, and then we'll come back to this again to make our final decision. So that's all on the white paper. This white paper is not good at all from my assessment. You should have robust information about your project if this is a legit company that is ready for business. Okay, so let's go to the source code now. So right here on BSC scan, we can see if we come down here, the source code of this project, right? So you can see the contract, and then here you can see it is verified. Okay, so that's one information you want to pay attention to, right? And this is the contract name, Suneku, the compiler version 0.8.10. This right here is not the latest version of the latest compiler version for Solidity. This is not the latest, and sometimes it's good for projects like this, especially new projects, to use recent versions, right? So when I came here, I paid attention to the functions on this code. I wanted to know if there are some shady intent behind their usage and how they are used in this code. The owner of the contract has certain privileges according to some of these functions, but the interesting thing is that the owner cannot execute some of these functions. He can't call some of these functions because he has renounced ownership. Okay, some of these functions can be called after the project has been deployed. Okay, and he deployed them and then renounced ownership, which means he can't call some of these functions right here. I checked almost all of them. So another thing you need to pay attention to when you're reading a code like this is to see how the modifiers are used, because even when ownership is renounced, the modifiers can be used to mint tokens, right? So I paid attention to some of those things. I didn't pretty much have any issues with the source code, right? However, when I was reading this function, I found out that, as you can see here, that there is a function. As you can see, it says set market wallet address, right? And then it says market wallet equals to new address, which means there is a marketing wallet for this token. I discovered that the marketing wallet is excluded from fees, but it is not excluded from reflections. This right here is very important. It's excluded from fees, but it is not excluded from reflections. So that brings me back to this place. I said I was going to come back to this place. So which means that with every buy and every sell, the marketing wallet gets a total of 4%. Plus the fact that the marketing wallet is not excluded from reflections. It is not excluded from reflections, which means that the marketing wallet is getting well over 5% of whatever transaction that is happening on this Suneku token, right? So this is where now it becomes very important for the team to be doxed, because if these guys are not people who you can trust, the over 5 or 6% that goes into the marketing wallet can be a way of diluting the price of the project. So if you come down here, you can see the marketing wallet in question. To actually prove what I was saying, you can copy this address right here. If you copy the marketing wallet address, you can query it up here, paste it here where it says is excluded from fee, and paste it there, right? And then you hit the query button. So you can see right here that the marketing wallet is excluded from fees, which means every transaction the marketing wallet makes is excluded from fees, but it's also not excluded from reflections. On Token Sniper, it has 100/100 score, but this does not mean it is free from being a scam, right? So we can see all the vital information that are worth knowing, right? It is sellable, or if you buy it, you can sell it at least at this time, right? Buy fees less than 5%, sell fees less than 5%. Verified contract source, like I showed you earlier on, the contract source is verified on BSC scan. Ownership is renounced, right? And creator not authorized some special functions, which was what I was talking about earlier on, right? There are no special privileges because the owner has renounced ownership. So this project has some good sides to it and also has some bad sides. So if you're interested in this, these are a few things you really need to pay attention to before you part with your money. This is not financial advice. This is basically me showing you how I make my own research. If you love content like this, then this channel is the right place to be, because I do this kind of videos. Okay, so this is Briggs LBs and this is your guy Ken signing out.